G'day folks, welcome to, what is this? This is me biting my nails over Lands of Evershade. This is a game currently on GameFound. For those of you unfamiliar, GameFound is a lot like Kickstarter. It is a crowdsourcing website. Awaken Realms has taken their designs to GameFound. And you can back this right now. It has 19 days left. It's reached its goal of $50,000. It is currently up to $2.7 million, and I backed this. I had it backed. I had committed to this, and then I unbacked. I cancelled my pledge, and now I'm still looking at it, and I'm thinking, and I've been looking at playthrough videos and reading as much as possible about this game, and I'm so on the fence, and I need to talk about this because Awaken Realms. Let me first start. So Awaken Realms and the designers. So this is Lands of Evershade. This is the company. It's a Polish company famous for titles such as This War of Mine, Lords of Hellas, Nemesis, Tainted Grail, and Aetherfields, among others. If I go to their linked games, sort by rank, you can see not necessarily 130 games, but 130 publications. Many of these are expansions. So Nemesis Lockdown, ISS Vanguard, and then you've got a lot of little expansions for all these titles. Now, I've played a lot of these. I've played Nemesis, I've played Tainted Grail, haven't played ISS Vanguard for reasons which I'll talk about. I've played This War of Mine, I've played Lords of Hellas, I've played Aetherfields. Okay. My experience with most of these titles, with almost all of these titles, Awaken Realm titles, is that they are amazing when you first play them. Aesthetics are 10 out of 10. Production quality is 10 out of 10. And very often, when I first sit down to play these games, my first experience, the game blows me away in terms of all these kind of things. And it's a wonder to look at I can pick any game that they've published and say, wow, when you look at this game, it looks amazing. And your initial experiences are so immersive, and Awaken Realms games in particular are outstanding in their storytelling and their ability to create really unique, creative narratives to complement their games. Nemesis is basically aliens in space, but well, it is. There may be a traitor. You're traveling around a ship. I haven't played any, I don't think, of the kind of expansions or variants, but the base game Nemesis, yeah, you travel around a ship, blah, blah, blah. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon, is about sort of, well, you're in, I think it's called Avalon, and the world is becoming corrupt, and you must light these pyres, these what are called menhirs, to illuminate the surrounding area. And then you travel around. It's a really interesting combat mechanism, and a really deep, fascinating story. ISS Vanguard. So a close friend, backed this, and I was like, well, I won't back it yet. I'll wait and see what they think. And they said look, again, the storytelling was amazing, the components, the immersion, the story, brilliant. Okay. This War of Mine, again, a friend has a copy. I've played this, and I love I had the PS4 game, This War of Mine, loved the game, played it a lot. And the board game is kind of true to form. It's very grim, very dark, amazing storytelling. Lords of Hellas is quite different. It's kind of a area control-ish type of game. What else? Aetherfields. Okay, so my wife and I played this a heck of a lot. We sank many, many hours into Aetherfields. And it's very similar to, I guess, Tainted Grail in terms of the depth of storytelling, the component quality, even the breadth of, you're doing many different things. So you'll be traveling around a dream world, and then you'll dive into these dreams, and you'll kind of explore these really creative environments, etc. Most of the games are kind of like that. They are, really interesting environments or worlds or atmospheres that they've created. Really wonderful storytelling. Quite a few of them, Tainted Grail, Aetherfields, have that sort of story element to it. And Lands of Evershade is my impression is it kind of reflects their strengths. They've created this really fascinating world. Where can I read a little bit about it? I'm sure it'll come up in a moment. But they've created this new world where, again, it sort of has a role-playing game element to it. But more. I think it's stronger in this than it is in many of their other games, and it's kind of they've lent back towards more traditional RPG elements where you are crafting a character, even to the extent that your characters will have strength, intelligence, I think charisma. I saw you'll have these traditional RPG like, here we go, strength, agility, intelligence, and charisma characteristics of your character, which you'll build up. Set your movement to 6, you divine them to D4, add the following action and reaction cards to your pouch. Place a marker in slot 6 of the hit point track and proceed to the next chapter. So you're building your character. What I love about this is, it's a dual layered board, so you're sinking these tiles in to mark your strength, and you're collecting and equipping particular items. And I love this. I love dual layered boards. I can't explain why. I just love how the pieces fit in together. And you'll have your inventory where you'll store your currency plus fate tokens, I think they're called, generic tokens, and lots of other stuff going on as well in your pouch, which can be modified and expanded and so forth. So you're building your hero in a beautiful dual layered board. Each choice modifies, and this really sells me on this idea. And I love the way they've presented it as well. So, as terms of an advertisement, this is really selling the game to me. Keep your cards neatly. Keep your cards neatly. I think it means organised in a dual layered hotbar. Blah blah blah. And and then to complement this, you've got a combat mechanism, which there's so much going on. There is a combat mechanism. There is a combat board which is somewhere buried here. This is one of my first problems. Is that the combat board, which is here it is on the right here, the throne room. There's not a lot of information on the page. This is kind of the broader environmental board that you're exploring, and you're placing hazards and danger tokens on this board. What I like about it is small footprint. Okay, so it's not vast, it's not sprawling. That can be great, but they've kind of whereas Tainted Grail sprawled across our table as the map expanded, this is really compact. In the centre here, they have got these are, I think they're triggers, so you mark off you put a little cube in these little triggers, A, D, and so forth, and you may encounter these triggers by reading through the storybook, the adventure book. It'll say, if you have A marked, go to page or paragraph 34. If not, go to page 76, things like that. So that's really quick visual. You're not having to keep track of things in pencil and paper. It's just like, okay, it's right there in front of us. These are timer tracks. They've got a few of these in the game. Yeah, here's some more up here. And this concerned me a little bit. But yeah, basically these are dials that keep track of certain times of the day and certain other timers as well. What I also like about this is that there is a base standard version, which comes with standees. Okay, so you've got the standee version, and then for an extra $40 you can buy here we go, standard version 79, and it really breaks down the components. Standees, 79, I think it's US dollars. Or for an extra $40, you can buy the special edition where they are actually miniatures. So quality models, and then what else is different? Instead of Ziploc bags, you actually get pouches, boxes, a material bag, acrylic markers, all these things to enhance the quality. And what else is different? It does look like there's something else there, but maybe it's just, the way they've presented it. Okay, so look, they are selling this very well. But, and here is the huge but, and this is why I promised myself I would never buy another Awaken Realms game because every Awaken Realms game and experience I've had has started off wonderfully, and I rate these games, 10 out of 10, and then they become so repetitive and so frustratingly boring. Tainted Grail, I'm pretty sure I rated this 9.5 or 10 out of 10. It's a shame I can't get my rating history. Because I'm pretty sure this was a 10 out of 10 when we first started playing it, and we just thought, wow, what an amazing environment, what an amazing experience, collecting these resources to light these menus and reading through the story, and then doing it again and again and again, and it just became so repetitive, and all we were doing was collecting resources to light the menus just to try to advance the story. What we really wanted was to hear the story, to track the adventure, to explore this world and interact with it. And what we're actually doing for most of our time was just collecting the resources to light the flame. These are the menus. So here's an example of what the game looks like at the very start. These are the pies you must light to illuminate the surrounding area. And you just have to keep them lit as you explore. You can't just go off and explore. You have to keep the menus lit to explore an area. Okay, so that became very, very frustrating to the point that I reduced my rating down to a 6.5 and got rid of everything Tainted Grail. Aetherfields, right? This came after Tainted Grail, I think. Tainted Grail 2019, Aetherfields 2020. Wow, this again blew us away. You're exploring this dream world, and the box cover was beautiful. Everything about it we loved. Okay, where's an actual picture of the game in progress? This is another problem, which I'll get to in a moment. All right, here's a picture of the game in progress. It looks a bit messy. It is a bit messy. But yeah, you're exploring this environment, and what else? What can I say about it? Tokens galore, bits and pieces everywhere. That's not necessarily criticism. It's just there was a lot there. In this game, the miniatures were largely redundant. The same with Tainted Grail. So many, and with Tainted Grail, I actually I paid extra for the monsters, and I don't think I barely opened the pack because they're just not needed. And it was the same with Aetherfields. They advertise. Awaken Realms advertises all these wonderful miniatures, and look here, that's a diorama. These are all the miniatures. It looks like it might be. There are so many dozens of miniatures that they produce in their game that you just don't need. It is just a waste of plastic that you just never use. Which is why I really like that they've gone with the standee option, because that would definitely be, that's what I actually backed before I cancelled. Okay, so the same idea happened here. We loved this and we played it for hours and hours and hours, and then wow, it just became so repetitive going through the adventure map, which is again really hard to find because it's buried in these celebrated pictures of miniatures. But basically it became incredibly repetitive and boring. And I mean, it's a bit of harsh criticism because we did spend many, I want to say dozens of hours playing the game before it got boring. But again, my rating went from a 9.5/10 down to a 6. We just became so frustrated with it. Will this image show me? Is this it? No, I don't think so. Oh, this is part of it. Yeah, so this is what sort of, you're traveling around this adventure board, blah, blah, blah. Things are happening. These are the monsters you fight. Really, it just became really repetitive. I'm repeating myself saying that. To the point that we just really didn't like the game. And again, I had all these expansions for it and I just got rid of the whole thing. We could not stand it after a while. And then I rated it a 6. So, and look, I can say similar things about Nemesis. I burnt on much quicker. I find Nemesis to be a really, well, what can I say? A really shallow game. It's a game with hundreds of components. There you go. Look at that background image. Hundreds of components and cards and things you can do, and it's all kind of pointless. I just feel like, a typical game might be for me starting here, traveling down to here to do something, and then moving up here, and I'm dead, and game's over. But that takes like 90 minutes or so. And this war of mine is just depressing, and not in a not in an interesting way. It was just horrible. Okay, so as I said, I find their games aesthetically pleasing, and immediately this environment is really fascinating. But I find that every one of their games lacks gameplay depth. They sell these deep adventures with 10 to 15 hours. Great. This one, 10 to 15 hours. Great. It's really it's selling it to me, and I'm looking at this thinking, this sounds really cool. It's not a 100-hour long adventure. It's maybe we'll keep focus. Standees, great, which you get to be finished by the looks of it. I feel like they're kind of improving on things, but then I keep saying the same thing about every one of their titles. Because I played this War of Mine, didn't like it. I played Tainted Grail, didn't like it. I played Aetherfields, didn't like it. Friends played ISS Vanguard, and they just said that there was so much upkeep in that game that they got so frustrated. They were spending more time in game admin, game upkeep, than they were actually playing the game. And so that I'm still kind of curious. I'm tempted to try it, but I think it was after Aetherfields, I said this is what, the fourth time that I've had played. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth time that I've played an Awaken Realms game. And after Aetherfields, I said I'm never going to buy another one again. And here I am. And I've watched the gameplay videos, and people make the game look interesting to a point. All right, and I'm watching these gameplay videos, and I won't point them out, but you can go and search on. Are there some on Board Game Geek? There may well be. Lands of Evershade. Are there videos here? Yes, so these are paid or maybe unpaid previews and playthroughs, and you can check them out. And they look good, and people are excited about these games. And for the first hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I'm sure, and I'm pretty confident, I would be amazed. I worry about 10 hours in. 3 chapters, 10 hours in. I worry also about the depth of reading. So there are these wonderful storybooks, but my impression is that it's leaning more and more to this choose your own adventure and letting the story take over the gameplay experience. And I worry about kind of the depth of decision making, the depth of gameplay, the depth of tactics, the depth of choice and agency that you'll experience in this game. So I worry. This game tempts me. I see all these. I see the art. I see the miniatures. Even though I'm, leaning more towards standees and miniatures, but I see these miniatures. Here's a standee. I see, the atmosphere they've created. I see all these, little components that, and items that you can equip, and I think that looks. Like this here, the character, the elf, with all their items laid out, looks really cool. Modular. Look, here's how they sell it. Modular adventures, mixing replayable standalone adventures to create your own campaign. Tense tactical combat. Strategize with your allies and use environment to your advantage. So I question that. Rich character creator. It's a great selling point, but I just. I've been burned before. Rich character creator. Thousands of possible combinations of weight in the exquisite player's handbook. Secrets and surprises. A rooftop chase. A puzzle. A courtroom drama. With secret sheets. You never know what's next. Blah, blah, blah. They are selling kind of the right things. I'm so skeptical. And Okay, so let's go through the campaign in a little bit more detail. So these are the core adventures, right? 10 to 15 hours, 3 chapters. So let's say, 3 to 5 hours per chapter of this. And, it looks like there are different locations and more exploration going on. Here is the second core adventure with, 5 enemy standees, 8 secret sheets, time tokens, item tokens, character sheets, blah blah blah. And then stretch goals. So I will also point out. I mean, these games are great value for money. I mean, they're saying $80, $80 for the standard edition, 120, and you get so much. And of course, they do give you great value for money. You get a lot in here. My main criticism is, as I've said, to repeat again, sorry, is that lack of depth, the lack of satisfying deep gameplay, and the grind, the repetition that they have throughout their games. They never they never have that depth that keeps me beyond the 10, 15, 20 hours wanting to play that next core chapter and so forth. So yeah, we'll keep going down. These are action cards, so you can smash with your hammer in this kind of area. You roll for strength. If you succeed, you deal that. Blah blah blah. Make a herbal dressing. Roll for intelligence. +1 die medicine. So there's die rolling, skill checks, that kind of stuff. Here's your item tokens. You've got small character tokens with attributes, larger character tokens. Probably seem kind of really quite unnecessary. These are your attribute tokens, your levels that you're on, aura tokens, divinum tokens, movement tokens, fate. I mentioned the fate before. The universal markers to mark progress through the stories, and more dials, things like that. Pouch boxes, etc. Details. Okay, so then you've got information on the races. So this is the Alf, Elder, Subterranean, Miniature, Standee art, more models coming soon, more art, which again is amazing. The miniature quality is usually amazing. More characters in development or coming soon with more of these features. As I scroll down, I'm still only a third of the way through. More characters, more attributes, more cards, more components, a human, etc., etc. Here we get to more races coming soon, so there's always more in development. Blah blah blah. So there's a semi-role-playing element to this as well. So there's this, it's called an adventure book. You've got your professions. What's this? This is more stories being unlocked. Okay, here you go. Choose your own adventure. If you have the marksmanship, subterfuge, or nature, go to 12. So it's kind of that, if you have this, then go here, read this paragraph. There's a lot of reading in these games. And I mentioned what I liked about Aeon Trespass was that the information is presented to you in short paragraphs, short, sharp chunks of text that you never have this wall of text. What I've seen is there's a lot of text here, a lot of reading and kind of role playing. Okay, more expansions, more miniatures, etc. Okay, then what is this? This is the camp sheet. Okay, exploration, up to 45 hours of gameplay in a single custom campaign. So you explore this area. This is, I think, the danger models. Yep. So you'll place these danger models on this world that you explore. There's storytelling throughout here as well. So you move to the foothills camp, go to paragraph 165. Then if you move up to the crossroads, go to paragraph 225. So the book is prompting your activities, and when you get to a battle. Okay, so hold on, not there yet. Miniature expansion, here we go. This is still these are the secret sheets, the town that you explore and move around and read relevant paragraphs for. This is the battle board, I believe. Okay. And then we go back to the camp cards, more adventures, more things going on. Then we have the rewards. Okay, so again, there's a lot you can pledge. You can go full on with the Legend of the High Realm pledge for $320. Get lots and lots and lots of stuff. It's great. And then the stretch goals, which gives you bonus free stuff, and you can look through those. And then custom dice and all this kind of stuff, and then more custom going on. All right, 2/3 of the way through now. More kind of stuff happening. Here are the other stretch goals. But okay, there, and then the gameplay. So I think I watched this video, and what else did I watch? This one as well. Yeah, but where's the depth? It's all visuals. It's all, here are the miniatures. Here's the art. Here are the cards. Here are the components. There's very little information on gameplay. Granted, they've got those videos. There are some and the gameplay videos are very good. But an Awaken Realms quality. Here's their selling point. It's always brilliant quality components. This is getting PTSD from Tainted Grail, the minis, and then shipping and so forth. But you really have to dig, and you really, really have to watch through these videos to kind of get a sense of what it's like to play. And the sense I've got is just that you move, you read a bit more, you check something, you read a bit more, you move again. And my quick early impressions are that I backed, and then I watched because I got excited, and I was like, oh, I broke my promise to myself when I said I wouldn't back another Awakens Realm project. Here we go. Yeah, so here's a battle sequence. Okay, you move around, you do things. You move around, you do things. You use terrain to your advantage. It just... So I'm going to try over the next 19 days to resist. And it's tough because they do their marketing so well. And, people have said, and I've been reading through the comments, and some people saying, this is the best game I played this year when I played a preview copy and all this kind of stuff. What are people saying so far? 27 comments so far. What is the first way? Backed on GameFound. People may have played it. There were always people at the table. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. What else? Amazing experience, deep, immersive, extremely replayable. Dripping with lore and story, unique hybrid of tabletop role-playing game and a board game. Well impressed with this one. I would question that. Played at Essen, very much like 5th edition D&D with a DM. Really nice components for tracking items. The hidden maps are fantastic, and even allow for interaction with the environment during battles. Very impressive. Campaign tends to last 3 sessions, about 15 hours, before your character reaches max level and retires. You can then start a new character into the same or different campaign. Okay. Could you please refrain from rating game you haven't played? Okay. So, yes. I get these kind of red flags. The lack of depth of battles, the lack of depth in decision making, storytelling, taking you on a journey, which is probably, like I said, when we played Etherfields, when we played Tainted Grails, we kind of just wanted to read the story. So maybe that'll kind of maybe they've cut back on the resource tracking, the repetitive elements. The campaigns are shorter. So the Tainted Grail campaign was dozens of hours long. The same with Etherfields, dozens of hours long. The fact that they've cut this into chapters is maybe a way to address similar criticism that people have made of their past games. And the fact that they are short, sharp chapters, I keep finding ways to try and convince myself that I should read back. But I'm just, I see the pros, shorter campaigns. Your characters retire, so you start all over again with a new character, a new experience maybe. Tracking all these things. They're kind of correcting a lot of the criticisms that I've made of past games. Compact, not a sprawling map like Tainted Grail. Different rooms, different environments. So maybe there's not the repetition of environments and monsters that we saw in Etherfields. But I've been burned so many times. But it's only $80 for the standee version. Help me out. Tell me I should not trust Awaken Realms anymore. I think I'm going to keep watching a few of these videos because there are a lot of them, and they're very good. This is, they are independent of Awaken Realms. These are independent YouTubers, many of whom I trust and like and respect. And they do a very, where is it? Where are all the videos? Where are all the gameplay videos? And here we go, reviews and playthroughs. And they do a great job. Yeah, look, I'm. There's a tension here, as you can see. I would love for Awaken Realms to publish a great game. I just feel that every game they've published thus far has had amazing potential that has been really broken by some really crippling gameplay elements, the repetition, or I've gone over it again, but I just worry that there is something in their development process whereby they just want to publish a game and make it look good and not worry so much about the depth. And they offer things, pay. Where are the bonuses? Stretch goals, add-ons. Okay, gameplay add-ons. Here we go. Add a new adventure, $30. Right? You buy that. They give you the adventure. Is it going to be different, or is it just going to be reading through more paragraphs? That's what I worry about. They've got your money. They're happy. It looks amazing. Components quality. People say, "Oh, look, what an amazing looking game. My first experience was amazing." At the conventions, when people are playing these games, I have no doubt that 95 out of 100 people playing these games will be blown away, because that's what their games do. Because they look incredible, and they look amazing when they're set up. Let me try and... I won't go to other YouTuber playthroughs, but please check them out. I'm not trying to sell them, I'm really not, but yeah, they really do look really cool for a couple of hours. All right, I think I've made my point. So if in 12 months' time I'm complaining that this has arrived, you can remind me of this video, or will I be able to resist? Can I hold back? We shall see. All right, folks, I've ranted enough. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, great patience. Thanks for tuning in, and take care. Bye for now.